Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on estimating. Estimating is a very useful process which minimises the chances of making a mistake when we are doing calculations, especially with a calculator. If we are careless, we may place a decimal point incorrectly, thus leading to an answer which is far too small or far too large. Example 1. By rounding off to the nearest 10, find an estimate for 121 multiplied by 496. Solution. 121 rounds off to 120 to the nearest 10. 496 rounds off to 500 to the nearest 10. So, an estimate for 121 multiplied by 496 is 120 multiplied by 500, and that equals 60,000. Example 2. By rounding off to the nearest 100, find an estimate for 379 plus 630. Solution. 379 rounds off to 400 to the nearest 100. 630 rounds off to 600 to the nearest 100. So, an estimate for 379 plus 630 is 400 plus 600, which equals 1,000. Example 3. By rounding off to the nearest 100, find an estimate for 1,784 minus 1,295. The solution. 1,784 rounds off to 1,800 to the nearest 100. 1,295 rounds off to 1,300 to the nearest 100. So, an estimate for 1,784 minus 1,295 is 1,800 minus 1,300, which equals 500. Example 4. By rounding off to the nearest 100, find an estimate for 2,967 divided by 496. Solution. 2,967 rounds off to 3,000 to the nearest 100. 496 rounds off to 500 to the nearest 100. So, an estimate for 2,967 divided by 496 is 3,000 divided by 500, which equals 6. Here we have a few problems now. Example 5. A clothing store bought 98 shirts, each costing $18.95. Estimate the total cost of the 98 shirts. Solution. 98 rounds off to 100 to the nearest 100. $18.95 rounds off to $19 to the nearest dollar. So, an estimate for 98 multiplied by $18.95 is 100 multiplied by $19, which is $1,900. Example 6. Town A and Town B had populations of 23,124 residents and 35,261 residents respectively. By rounding off in a suitable manner, estimate the difference in population between the two towns. Solution. 23,124 rounds off to 23,000 to the nearest 1,000. 35,261 rounds off to 35,000 to the nearest 1,000. So, an estimate for the difference is 35,000 minus 23,000, which is 12,000. So this video has looked at estimation, and we've seen how to estimate by using a number of examples, including some everyday problems.